Bitcoin is going to grow twice as fast as everything else, right? But until that's happened, it's going to be a lot of sparks, a lot of fire, a lot of excitement, a lot of green candle days, a lot of FUD, a lot of arguments, a lot of gnashing of teeth, and it's going to grow 2, 3, 4, 5x faster than the next best thing, I think.
Welcome back to the Bitcoin Edge. Today we're diving into insights from Michael Saylor, the brains behind MicroStrategy, a cutting-edge software analytics company boasting a hefty 158,400 Bitcoin in its portfolio. In a recent online interview during the Australian Crypto Convention with Tracey Plowman, Saylor delves into whether he's amassed enough Bitcoin and shares his forward-looking perspective on the asset. The interview also reveals why Saylor believes that Bitcoin outshines real estate as an investment and talks about the impending Bitcoin graduation in 2024 and what comes after that. I create these videos to shed light on the perspectives of brilliant minds championing this transformative technology. Discovering and investing in Bitcoin could truly be a game changer, as Saylor frequently emphasizes. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to spread the word on why Bitcoin is the new apex predator, echoing Saylor's insightful words.
You've done very well. You're finally in the green. Will you continue to buy Bitcoin, or will you just hold your current position?
You can never have enough Bitcoin. I think the right way to think of this is Bitcoin is going to grow in a serpentine pattern with rapid burst of growth, some drawdown, but on an exponential curve. Right now it's like 45 or 50% compounded annual growth for the past 3.5 years since we got involved. And I think it'll just continue to grow at a high growth rate between 20 and 40 or 20 and 50% for the next 1 to 2 decades. And it'll gradually, the overall long-term growth will probably go from 45% annual to 40 to 35 to 30 to 25 to 20. And it'll hit a terminal growth rate of like 15%. And when it hits that terminal growth rate, maybe 20 years out, maybe 25 years out, it'll be growing twice as fast or compounding twice as fast as the S&P index or any other diversified, high-quality portfolio of assets you could buy. So if you think about it like that, you just say, well, where we are now, we're going to double, we're going to double again, we're going to double again, we're going to double again. Bitcoin's going to continue to progress to $1 million a coin, $2 million a coin, $5 million a coin, $10 million a coin. And when it's $6 million a coin, there's going to be a bunch of people really angry at themselves that they didn't buy it at $1 million a coin. And so I think once you understand it to be the center of the financial universe, right? It's basically the fulcrum around which we all generate leverage. It is the frame of reference of all value and scarcity. Once you get that idea, then the logical thing to do is just to continue to sweep your cash flows into it from month to month to quarter to year to year. You could call that dollar cost averaging, or you could just call it, savings. But, there's no end in sight. I mean, if I told you could buy Bitcoin at 100,000 and it was going to go to 6 million and you were going to get 60x your money, then why wouldn't you?
Is that financial advice?
I am an advocate of Bitcoin. I think over the next 4 years, the time period from 2020 to 2024 was the transition from this being a retail, offshore, unregulated asset to this being an institutionalized, mainstream asset. And by the time we get to the end of 2024, I think that it will be an adolescent mainstream asset. So I think that this next 12 months is going to be it's going to be a very big 12 months, because you have demand should double or triple or maybe go up by a factor of 10, anywhere from 2 to 10, and the supply available for sale will be cut in half in April. And so instead of $1 billion of Bitcoin available for miners each month, it'll be $500 million. What happens when the one doubles, the other one cuts in half, and then the price has got to adjust up? So I think this is a big 12-month period. It'll be a coming out party, right? It's kind of like the graduation of Bitcoin from college, if you will, and coming out into the real world. And then I think the next 4 years, from 2024 to 2028, now you're going to have ferocious competition among Wall Streeters to get the most asset share, and you're going to have crypto exchanges competing, and you're going to have tech companies getting involved. I think we'll stay in a high growth stage until big tech has adopted Bitcoin. When there's 2 or 3 or 4 billion handsets with Bitcoin built into them. That'll be one check. The other check will be when the big mega banks all are Bitcoin custodians, when JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and Bank of America and Deutsche Bank and every bank. It goes without saying that, of course, they've got to actually custody Bitcoin and make loans against it. When they're making loans and giving you mortgages and custodying it and buying it and selling it, I think that'll be the second check. Right? And then the third check is when the entire money management community, right? All the money managers, all the wealth managers, when all of them are recommending Bitcoin to their clients, and it's just a universal global monetary index, right? And I think that those three things are going to drive massive adoption. And when they've all happened, then we'll move into the moderate growth stage. I guess the last thing I left off would be when central banks of nation states are buying Bitcoin, right? That's the fourth leg of this. When all those four things have happened, it's just going to grow twice as fast as everything else, right? But until that's happened, it's going to be a lot of sparks, a lot of fire, a lot of excitement, a lot of green candle days, a lot of FUD, a lot of arguments, a lot of gnashing of teeth, and it's going to grow 2, 3, 4, 5x faster than the next best thing, I think. With volatility, right? With sharp drawdowns, with burst up to the upside. And if you're going to take a 4-year time horizon or longer, you'll be fine. If you try to trade it with a 4-month time horizon or a 4-week time horizon, you're going to give yourself anxiety and nervous fits, and probably you'll wreck yourself. So my advice is enjoy the ride, figure out how you can contribute to the Bitcoin ecosystem using whatever skills, relationships, and know-how you have, and assets you have, and keep your eyes on the horizon. I mean, there's a better world here for all of us, and we've never had such a great opportunity. So take the long view and enjoy the ride.